So this link here is for the purpose of you getting to the online compiler. It looks something like this, right? And it's nice in such a way that using an online compiler is mostly very nice because you immediately get a full program, a full working program. In this particular case, a program that will show you hello world, right? The output is just the text that says hello world, right? But let's really have a look at the Java program, right? It actually contains several parts lah. Okay, the first part here is a class. Right, so it looks something like this. You know what? I'm just gonna copy this onto our Word file here.
What if you enter it?
Yeah, this one.
Not line G.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I just made it simpler so that you don't have to follow one by one, letter by letter, that kind of thing. I would like to think that this is easier to read and go to read and type. Okay, so there are two things here. One is we have this public class, right? And the other is we have this main, and main is called a method. Right? So I'm just gonna put a comment here, method, and this is a class. Now, as you can see here in this particular screen, it's mostly, you can actually, for most programming languages, you can actually use Notepad or something to edit your code. It's just that it's usually much more convenient and opportune or optimized to actually do it inside a proper compiler, because a proper compiler will have all of these color codes so that you know what's going on. For example, if I write a comment here, as you can see, the comment is in a slightly different style, meaning it is actually in italicized, right? And it's a different color, so you know that it's not actually part of the program. It's just a comment, for example, right? So that makes it easy, right? But anyhow, for the purpose of this, I'm just going to use this first, right? Because it's much clearer on the projector screen, right? So this is a class and this is a method, and inside methods we will have statements like this statement. Okay, so what is a Java program? Usually any computer program is for the purpose of telling the computer what needs to be done. For example, start flickering your monitor or something, or display hello world across your screen and so on, right? And in Java programming, a program can contain several classes, right? But for the purpose of this subject, we will mostly focus on one class at a time, right? So what is a class really? A class is like a file. If you're looking at computers, a class is like a file, so you can have several files, and so different programmers can work on different files to actually do something, right? And okay, there are of course several restrictions or several constrictions, meaning you can't do some things with regards to this online compiler. For example, the class main is a bit restricted. You cannot actually change the name. Same goes with the public static void main. The method here, the method name main is also restricted, meaning you cannot really just change it the way you please. Sorry. You can actually change it. It's just that when you have a class, you will have one main method, and then the others you can just add on. You can have several methods inside a class. You can have several classes inside a program, right? So let's just write that down. Several classes in a program, several methods in a class, right? So what are methods then? Methods are, I guess you can imagine it as a verb. If you're doing something, let's say for example, move your arm, so you can have a method called move your arm, right? And then inside move your arm, you can have actions such as, when you move your arm, what happens. For example, you can move maybe one finger, you can move the whole arm, you can move from the elbow to a finger and so on. Right? So this is the basic structure of a Java program. Right? You start off with a class, then you have the curly bracket to open and curly bracket to close. It's usually automatic inside the compiler. When you have open bracket, there will be a close bracket. Right? Then you have a method, and inside the method you will have the programming statements saying do this and do that to the computer. Right? So it's pretty simple. There are just a few things that you need to remember. Please do have the curly brackets, please have the semicolon and so on. Right? So the first statement that we are going to look at here is a statement for output. This is an output statement. Just going to make that slightly smaller. And I'm just going to put this here so that output and statement are on the same line. Right? So this is an output statement, and it may seem pretty long if you've been using other programming languages such as C, C++. It may seem pretty long. So we have system.out.println. Right? And there are actually several methods to put output. You can put print, or print line, or print formatting. Right? So print means you want to print. Print line means print in the next line. So this is just print. Print in next line. So you always have a new line, right? Whereas printf is print with formatting. So if you want, for example, a particular formatting, let's say you want to display it in a particular decimal points or something, and whichever you can use printf. Right? So this is for output, and that is the introduction to Java programming. So you can have a main Java like that, or you can have several classes like this. I don't know if you can see that on your screen. So now I have two classes. One is student, the other one is main, and I just called on the class student, and so that will be executed, and something, the executable line in main, which is hello world, output hello world, is executed as well.